Yes, everyone, another video here from the Tokyo Real Estate Man. すいません。いつもこのチャンネルの応援するありがとうございます。日本の不動産のリールステートの担任先生です。それでは Yes, let's begin. And then today's video here, you'll see me here. We were in Yokohama that day with my good friend for many years, Nakamura, on the other channel. But I'm kind of sort of split from that other channel, and I'm here building this channel here on my own. But it was a lot of pleasure being part of that channel, and but I'm here. I'm sort of here on my own now, and I want to make a video today about some properties in Yokohama, but also Yokosuka. Uh, so I thought though that we'd start here with this video so you can actually see me in my Sunday best there in a white shirt with Nakamura while we were in Yokohama last month. And today's video, I want to talk about some properties in Yokosuka. But I thought, well, we could start the video here with just me and Nakamura hanging out here on the deck in Yokohama while we were showing a house to a client. Anyhow, I'll sort of pause this right here. And oh, this is my favorite part of the video. I don't
talk about
think it
Yokohama
or
as
not.
the land
Uh,
of Nakamura. And finally, we bring
Anyhow,
you,
we've
the
been friends
fans of
for
this
years,
channel,
and we
we
working
bring
together for
you the
years
man,
like
the
this. So we're just
Yokohama real
friends, but
estate
we
man.
also
And
work
he
together. We're
is
good
not only
business
a
partners
realtor, but
as well.
you own many
Anyway,
units
this
in
is one of my
Yokohama.
favorite videos that we ever did on the other
Investor,
channel.
yeah,
And
deep,
I
deep
better just
investor.
pause it here, and then we'll continue. And I cannot forget to share uh, the tabs, as I seem to always forget. Anyhow, there's some interesting opportunities here in the Yokosuka market. And Yokosuka, of course, is just here to the. I'll better pop in out of here so you know. It's just here, sort of to the south of Yokohama, and it's a peninsula. And then Yokohama, of course, is here. Um, Yokosuka spits out right here, and here's sort of southern Chiba right here, and this is Yokohama. This is the what's known as the aqua line, and that's basically an underground. It's both a bridge and a tunnel that brings you from Kawasaki actually to Chiba, and we're here in the on this end of the peninsula, which is the Yokosuka Peninsula, and I've kicked up some properties here, and come in and I guess you don't want to see the properties inside Tokyo Bay, but there's some interesting properties here. Um, and I'm trying to stick to the central part of Yokohama, but you'll see there's a lot of sort of blue dots here. And there's a few of them. And I picked out three for this video today. And we see this one here, which is one I did choose. This one for 168083 meters. We'll be looking at that one. I think there was one here for 78 that I kicked up here as well. 78. So this is actually like 50,000, 50 or 60,000 US dollars. And then I kicked this other one up here for, I think it was for, yeah, basically, I think 20,000 US dollars. And I thought we could look at all three of them. And I do have open tabs for them all. But there's a bunch of stuff like we could just hit this here and have a look at this here. And you see, this seems to kind of be a really sort of base price for a nicer house in this Yokosuka area, which is Isen Rokyaku Hachijuman. Okay, keeping in mind that really a lot of the shopping and the convenience stuff is really down here in this area of Yokosuka. So the closer you are to it, um, it's just going to be a little bit more convenient and everything like that. And I, of course, have been down there quite a few times. I have a great memory of playing in this park with my kids many, many years ago. Anyway, let's go over to the first selection of the ones I've chose right here, which is the one for 78. Yeah, and I guess we better, in order to do this correctly, and I better always remember to share my tab as I I generally forget. We were looking at a property the other day somewhere, and it was around 167,000 US dollars. This is going to be 7.8 million yen. So this one is at a 50,000 dollar level, which is a really really attractive price. And I thought I'm going to remember to share my tab so I don't forget. And we'll first of all let's go through the pictures here right from the beginning. Um, and it's basically what's known as a hiraya, which is I think a one. Is it a one-floor house or is it a two-floor house? No, it is indeed a two-floor house. And we'll go through the pictures. And there you go, one floor and two floors. You can see there is no parking at all. Okay, and we talked about that in the Nakamura video that there is a like a pretty big parking shortage in or house. This is in Yokosuka, which is just sort of south of Yokohama, but there is a shortage of houses with parking. So you might not need the car, but just remember that parking offers you uh, optionality. It offers you options because the best qualified Japanese families, okay, who can get financing, they want a car. Okay, but having said that, you don't necessarily need a car. Having a garage is going to put yourself in the strata where it's easier to sell your property if you want to sell it, which is the weakness of this IKEA story that's going on everywhere right now. Okay, this is like a place, like a sort of covered place for you. Well, I don't know which thing I think I hit the one where makes the picture bigger, but this is sort of an outdoor covered area for drying your clothes, like a balcony and what have you. And you can see the view here is actually really nice, really nice. Yeah, top of a hill. And then Yokosuka and Yokohama are sort of in these rolling hills. But no, yeah, it's his older house, tile bathroom with my favorite stainless steel tub. You can see though that this sort of window technology this is probably a 19. I'm going to guess. I could be right or wrong. 1976 house. I'm guessing right now, just looking at everything, and the quality of the glass and everything in Japan really improves in the 1990s. But you see, this is probably done been replaced because it is a looks to be like a later 1980s glass piece there. Yeah, it's not a terrible house, and $50,000 you can't go wrong. And this is in Yokosuka. So I think this is a really better idea if you're on a tighter budget. It's better to get something like this. Anyhow, let's look at some of the details, and you can see down there it's looking into Yokosuka or Yokohama Bay or Tokyo Bay, however we want to call it. And we'll look at some of the details of the listing down here um, as we get down here. And we can see, ooh, I think I was right. I'm not sure that I say it was built in the 1970s. Sure enough, it was constructed in August of 1978. Showa Chiku 45 nen. I was born in Showa 45 nen. Okay, so which is 1970. 6 LDK, 780. We saw that as $50,000 US. Okay. We see its position here in Yokosuka. You can put the kick up. You can see that down here, as I mentioned, that this is where the most convenient shopping here is down here along the water. It's basically a whole like mall area down there. It's really, really nice. But you can see there's also a supermarket like right there. How much is as indicated by the route, it is a 13-minute walk. And then if we also do those other supermarkets, the other supermarkets to there, I'm going to guess that that is a 15-minute walk as well as indicated by the route here. And oh, I have to. It's certainly a 12-minute walk. That is not far at all. So like my argument that you don't need a car. Uh, or my argument that you need a garage and stuff like that is a good argument for optionality that you'd be able to sell the house and something like that. However, if you didn't want a car and you wanted to get a house like this and have an e-bike or a bike, I think you'd just be fine. Anyhow, I thought we could do two other things as well, which is try to get in here close to the house and have a look at it if we can. We can. We know that it's sort of captured. It's going to be sort of tricky to find in that it's sort of up here on this sort of hill and everything like that, as was indicated by the pictures. And I might have not landed us in the best or the closest proximity to the house. I better move in a little bit closer, and I'll try to bring this gold Google guy in as close as I possibly can, which I think is right there. And are we able to see this house? Am I able to see this house? We can see this, and there's some nice houses around it here. You can see there's actually a new build right there. So that is we can glean from that this is a good neighborhood in that or there's demand in this neighborhood and people are seeking to uh, to rebuild. Maybe it's just a little bit further up this hill here. Maybe a little bit even further. You can see some of the. We said it's a 12-minute walk, but it's 12-minute walk up the hill. So yeah, it's somewhere up on top of this hill right here, which could be good too if it's on top of the hill because like it then it's not going to be on top of the hill. Of course, is oh, this is it right here. This is it right here. We found it. I found it somehow. I found it. So you see it right there. Is this possibly a driveway then, or where is it over here? The house is over here. Oh God. Oh, maybe that is it right there. Is that it right there? No, I think it's right there. It's it right there. That's it right there. So right up there. And I'm not sure that's a yeah, that's not a car feasible driveway. But yeah, it's basically right up here. The house is right up here. And then we can back up from here. I guess we'll back up to the other map and you can see as well and we'll refer to this in any other so you know like in a technically speaking there's going to be a lot of sort of this is a very commercial area down here that's near the seashore and all you see right here there's a whole like mall and stuff like here and there'll be a lot of parking. One of the other reasons that you might want to as you can see right here uh, like these malls offer a lot of parking and they're also set up in the structure of a car. So Yokohama in terms of a city, although there is bike lanes right here, you could easily like strike back at me and say that uh, I'm too much in love with the motor vehicle. And yeah, that's a good point because I mean, there's certainly people walking along here, and you definitely could uh, ride your e-bike down here, up and down the hill. And then it's a extremely convenient sort of location. And then I could go one little step further in that I saw that there's like we could maybe have a look down here at the near the seaside park, which would be nice to see. Maybe I was thinking, is it a park or is it a port? Yeah, it looked like it might be more of a port. I had been down here to that park, and I thought it was a park, but I wonder if it's more of a sort of port. Maybe here's more of the park area down here that I'm remembering. Yeah, and then that's obviously what it is, and we can drop you down there, and you have a look at what it's like down by the seaside here, and it's very nice. Oh, it's very nice. You can enjoy that. Sure. And then you can also see along there that there's a lot of commercial, like that looks. I'm guessing it looks to be like a K's Denki right there. Anyhow, the other sort of things that we could look here in the listing, just to confirm, because it is important. Okay. The other important, we know that. Oh wow, it sits on like 400 482 meters of land for the space itself. Okay, built in 1978, as I mentioned. Shoryuken, which is ownership, and it's just in a residential area, and it says it's like on it. It's in a sort of a forested hill. That's the way it's referred to right there. Any other things indicated here that are important? Two-story wooden house. It's not a concrete house, and it is really priced in some ways at junk though too. But I can understand why people you don't view it like it's priced at junk. either. It's just in terms of the Japanese marketplace that it's sort of viewed as junk. However, it is not junk in a way either in terms of its raw commodities and the fact that you couldn't improve it. You could improve it or at least maintain it, and that you'd have a house to live in. And given the backdrop of the North American real estate over financialized sort of space, I can see why this would be definitely attractive to other people. Anyway, let's move down here to another video or another selection here, and this is one that was the cheapest one that I saw, I believe. Let's see. Let me get here to the top, and this one was 280 mon, and we can come here to the calculator, okay, and then we can just. Oh, I better share my tab. Don't forget to share your tab, Bruce. And then you'll see that that is 18,000 US dollars for that house. But there is something about that house that I do want to show you. We can go through the pictures. We'll go through the pictures after I share the tab. We'll go through the pictures briefly here. Okay, you can see it's a very it's a two-floor old wooden house, and we looked at the location. It has decent proximity to that commercial area down by the water, right there. Uh, yeah, and you'll see it. It's not a terrible house though. I've actually toured worse houses than this, and it's $18,000. Okay, older kitchen. Well, everything's old. Uh, that is like I let's assume that the hot water system in this house is in need of replacement, which is a quite a serious construction. But there's some things that are nice about it. It's clean. Yeah, it's clean. Anyhow, let's go down here and look at some of the details in the listing. I was able to, we see that it's built in January of 1962, even before me, even born before me. We see that it has water coming into it, it has sewer, and it's hooked up to Toshi gas, so you know it's not a propane house. So we have gas here in Yokosuka, and this is the actual house. I actually did find this one on the Google Maps right here, and it's on. There is no parking in this one, uh, this old house at all. And the other thing that's really terrible about it, it's a cheap house, but it sits on rented land. So this is generally always a no-go for me. So this is indicated right here that it's on rental land. So yeah, there's no upside in it, which is why it's really priced and where it's priced. And it is in the IKEA. So yeah, it's uninhabited. And yeah, this isn't. I don't think there's any reason for this ever to sell. We can imagine that this was probably built in the boom of Japan, or the post-war boom of Japan, when there was housing shortages, and then people needed a house and they rented this land. But yeah, it's not anything that I would say that you want to be involved with, in that you don't have any ownership. Uh, Certainly, as we see here by the location is not a terrible one, but we know that this is an escarpment right here. So, but having said that, we don't want to be involved within it all. And we could move finally to the last selection of the marketplace. And I did share my tab. And this, oh, I don't like to translate here on this page. I'd like for us to work in Japanese, in that this is a Japanese world page. Okay, and this we can see is I guess the pictures are indicating a two-story house right there. Let's thumb to the pictures. Oh, look what we have. We have a garage, or not a huge garage. We have a parking space. And when we have a parking space, and you also see it's on a little flatter piece of land, so it's actually a little bit maybe easier to deal with. Maybe this is at the bottom of the hill, though, and you could say that then that is a risk for flooding as well. There's a plus and minus with everything. But for its daily use, I think with a car, it's much easier in that it's not on the top of a hill. Not a terrible. We can see though right here uh, that the hot water system, I think, in this unit might need updating, because this is a system from the 1960s. I did have a short on my page about it the other day. Let's thumb to these pictures. Not terrible though. Oh, we can see that the hot water in the kitchen is a separate one. There's probably hot water running here through the house. There's just the one system on the kitchen is a separate one. Oh, it's nice. I like this house in a way too, though. It's nice and clean. You can see though that this is probably built in the 1970s, and we can tell by the glass or the quality of the glass because the quality of the glass in Japan improves in the 1990s. Certainly, these are 1980s windows frames, and I'm going to guess that this house was built in 1979, right or wrong. And then we can also see right here that vintage of house. We're using these kind of fans, whereas the new kind of fans in the kitchen are obviously capture are coming with using steel to bring everything up, and everything is captured where everything the grease and some of this is ending up on the walls and something like that. But it's not a hard job to replace this kitchen and stuff like this, and to put like even a shelf up here and a nice fan. That's an easy job. Certainly, this house, given that it has parking and stuff like that, is one that's not bad for you to be able to do improvements in it. And its price indicates or gives you what's known as optionality. The other ones don't have as much optionality. The other one with the on rented land has no options to it at all. And the realtors are indicating some of the benefits of this location here as well in the pictures. But let's go down here and like look at some of the details of the listing. So we see, and we'll also after this do a loan simulation for people who are domestically living here in Japan. We see that our location is really good. We know that the mall is right down here. So we go here to the supermarket one. We know that it's probably going to be a 6 or 7 minute walk here to this supermarket. As let's guess, was I wrong? 12 minutes. I was wrong. I was wrong. I'll be wrong again. We know that's a 12-minute walk, but you have a car, and we know that the systems of this supermarket are generated around the car. Although an e-bike or a bicycle is definitely, and we know we're at the bottom of the escarpment right here. We're at the bottom of the escarpment in that everything was flat. So a bicycle or a walk right here is not a difficult one, especially if we come into here. You'll see right there, as indicated, that everything is flat. So we know we're at the bottom of the escarpment, and we can go for a walk. We're right here at the bottom, and we can see we're here at the basin of Yokosuka Hanto or the Yokosuka Peninsula. But you see already that we're centrally located because we have apartment buildings where people are deciding they want to be in concrete buildings in good, strong locations. And we see a concrete house here done in the probably the 1960s. Interesting. There's so much interesting things to look at. Anyhow, let's pop out of this here, right here. And what else can we look at? There's convenience stores. There's schools around there. There's kindergartens around there. Let's do the search for the hospital. Maybe you're a person that wants to know. There's all kinds of, in a location like this, there's all kinds of doctors' offices and what have you there. And anyhow, this though is a house and an area that, although the train is there, it's definitely a sort of uh, car-based cultural area. Although you do see a station right there. So we come into here, you can see that the nearest station is this one right here, which is Kensuri Daigaku station right there. And it looks to be, I would say, 6 or 7 minute walk away from the house, I guess. But pretty straightforward walk as well. From there, we can even bring the yellow guy here, the golden guy, that's a place in Shinjuku. And you can see you're already getting near the station just because the land usage in terms of the building space is uh, is the character of what you'd see like near a station. And sure enough, there is there is a station right there, I believe. Oh, yes, it is. There we go. Kenritsu Kenritsu Daigaku Eki right there. There you go. Okay. Okay, so that's the station right there. You can see right there, and then you can look for some character. You can see that there's young families around. There's some people my age, or 50s and 60s. All kinds of people are going to live here. You'll see that someone is waiting, perhaps for someone either going into the Family Mart or just waiting here to pick someone up from the station. Perhaps I'm guessing could be commercially like a salesman waiting, or it could be like someone, just a family member or what have you. Anyhow, there you go. That takes a brief look at it. This is an interesting property. I think it's a really good one in that it has optionality. Oh, okay. See, I was kind of right, but I said 1978, but this is indeed 1971. And you see right there, this is Chushajo, and that's Ari, and it's free. Okay, Murio, that's free. This character right there is Murio, and that is Ari, like arigato. Okay, and show you can. Interesting. This is commercially a commercial. So this is Shoyu Chiki, Shogyo Chiki, excuse me. And this is commercial zoning. So if you did want to get an Airbnb license for it, I don't know. I don't think too many people want to be out here in Yokosuka, tourists and stuff like this. I don't know if it's a good idea, but it does give you a certain optionality. Okay, 79 meters of land that you have here with the property, and then 83 meters of space in the building. This is a wood building, a two-story wood building, and that gives us the sort of basics with that. I thought that we could do a little brief uh, loan loan simulation one, and I'll open up another tab right here. This, of course, is where, and I'm not going to forget to share my tab. So the magic blue light goes onto it right there. And I think, yeah, oh, I have to go back here. And then I'm waiting for it to come. Okay, so we see right here with the price of Isen Ropyaku Hachijuman, or 1,680 man. Okay, monthly payments possible of 4.7 mon, which is 47,000 yen. We're going to guess that is about $300 US. The savings portion or principal portion of the loan would be uh, about 40,000, or the savings portion of the loan would be 40,000 yen a month, and your interest portion would be uh, around uh, around 7,000 yen per month, or basically $2.50 a day to live there. However, let's change the calculations here slightly to a little bit more realistic one. We saw that the 35 flat right now is at or with Mizuho Bank, or which is equivalent to the 35 flat, 1.85%. And I'm going to guess that if you're a foreign person living in Japan, you're going to need 500 mon, okay, which is roughly 50,000 or $40,000 down payment on this one. And this is the 35 flat. So this would give you 35 years and no up and down, okay? And your payments are going to be 5.4%. Or no, what am I saying? 5. No. Okay, I'm sorry. 54,000, which is Goman Yonsen, and your savings portion would be the same, which is 40,000 yen, and your interest portion on the 35 flat is going to be, the 35 flat offers you stability. Okay, you can go and get the variable rate. The variable rate at Star Bank was zero point 0.9. The most favorable variable rate that I've seen so far is Mizuho Kinko at basically right there. 0.36, which is under 1%. That's one third of 1% basically. And your loan payment of that right there on the with a $50,000 down payment on that is 3 mon every month, with interest every month of 2,000 yen. So basically, every day your interest on this house, owning this house, is 75 yen, and your savings portion on the loan, okay, is 2 point or Neiman Hassanin, which is 28,000. Okay, you basically hit financial freedom with this. Okay, if you were to get the variable for it to get up to the 35 flat, the Bank of Japan would have to up 6, 7, or 8 times. That would likely be almost impossible, and the world equity markets might crash, given the yen, the backdrop of the yen carry trade as well. So it's interesting. With this, with this situation, we can do a fun calculation for fun. This is just a fun one. Okay. So your payments every month, I think, were what? 28,000 yen. Okay. So your to own this house with the variable rate at 0.36% from Mizuho Bank, okay, is $180 a month. And the interest portion on that loan, the interest portion on that loan was 2,000 yen every month. Okay. So your interest on the loan is $12 a month. Basically means when you get a house like this and you're working in Japan, you're basically financially free with the $50,000 down payment. And you have parking. It gets you everything. You understand what? When you're going up market to something like this, you have a U-turn ability. Okay, you're close to a station. You're close to like the commercial shopping district. You have a car, and you know that the commercial shopping district is set up for cars. It's not a Tokyo system. It's a Yokosuka system. So the car and the value of having a place, a shako, a garage, is very, very high. You know that Nakamura already mentioned in our video last month that the supply of parking spots in Yokohama is very low. Houses with parking spots. So this really gets you everything, especially if you're working in Japan. You're now, these numbers have made you, okay, if you're in, if you're in your late, particularly late 20s, if you have this in your late 20s, you're basically financially free over the next decade in your life because you're giving none of your savings. So you and your wife are working and you're making 5,000 or 500,000 yen a month, okay, your housing and lifestyle expenses are 1,000 or Juman, okay. Better switch tabs here. This is probably a little bit boring. Oh, that was one not to get. This was the one that we do want to get. Okay, it basically makes you uh, when you buy this house right here, okay, you become financially free because of the financing. Okay, because of the fact that you're going to be able to work, and you know that your career is sloped in your in is sloped toward you in your 20s and your 30s and your 40s in Japan. Where it begins to be sloped against you in Japan is when you get my age in your 50s, and that's when you have to have your game on. And that's a little bit of Tokyo real estate man red pill. And how you get it is by not having your money leaking. It's not, nothing's going to leak here. If you get the variable rate, the only leakage every month is going to be your property taxes, which are going to be an average of 5,000 yen per month average. Is they're collected 4 times a year. Okay, 5,000 yen a month. Your interest, so there's absolutely no risk there for your shelter. Your shelter, the drag on your shelter is 7,000 yen a month, which is what? That's $2.50 a day. You're basically financially free. Another video here from the Tokyo real estate man. Uh, you can always come here to the website Tokyo. I'm gonna have to change some stuff around it, but there's the website Tokyo Real Estate Man, or you can come here to another way to come is to come to my Instagram, Abana. If I hit the home, usually there's going to be pictures of girls coming up. Oh, there isn't. There's a picture of Putin. Who cares about that guy? Oh, something went wrong. Anyway, the Instagram is Tokyo Real Estate Man, but I'll just stay here on the site page because I am working on having a website right now. Another video here from the Tokyo Real Estate Man. Thank you very much. Sorry if it was super long. Bye bye. ありがとうございます。失礼します。